As a reporter who covers the NCC for the Citizen, the big story for me really in 2016 was the decision on Lebreton Flats and its redevelopment. Early in the year, in January, there was a big event at the War Museum, the Canadian War Museum, where the designs of the two finalists, in a sense, were unveiled. One was Eugene Melnick's group, the Rendezvous Lebreton group, and the other was a group called the DCD-LS group, which brought together some billionaires from Montreal and some local investors as well. That was a big event because there had been a lot of leaks prior to that, people trying to anticipate what might be in these two designs, and so we finally got to see them. And it was quite a huge event. There were thousands of people who showed up over a couple of days to view the models. But then it went into essentially a lockdown where there was no ability for the proponents to speak publicly about their designs. And the NCC had an evaluation committee that looked at them in detail, and ultimately in April, there was a board meeting of the NCC board where the decision of the evaluation committee was presented. And it was a very suspenseful meeting because Steve Willis, who at the time was the NCC's Director of Capital Planning, took the board and the spectators in the packed boardroom through all the history, all the background, and then through the pros and cons of both of the two finalist proposals for about 20 minutes. As the suspense built, and then finally at the end of that he announced that there was a clear winner, and that was the Melnick group that would get the opportunity to negotiate a redevelopment agreement for Lebreton. And that was quite a moment. There wasn't a big reaction in the room. There was a bit of an intake of breath and a little murmuring, and Eugene Melnick himself was present for that announcement, and I glanced over at him just after it was made, and he just had a small smile of satisfaction on his face, but there was no overt demonstration of emotion, no joyous whoops or anything like that. It was quite muted, but you could tell the Lebreton group was extremely excited and extremely pleased, and the other group very, very disappointed. So that was a key moment. And now we're into, as we begin a new year, we're still waiting to see whether Eugene Melnick's group is able to negotiate a successful agreement to redevelop the flats. So that will be one of the big stories, certainly, of 2017.